Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me is my hermano, Nate.
He won't even know your name.
Well, that's rude. I say it every week. Look, this is, it's
Don't suck.
Well, that's fair.
Is either that or hello, I am Princess Moana, and I am not afraid of you. It was one of the two.
That would have been. I wish you had done with that one. Now, honestly, I feel like I got robbed. And of course, our queen of unsuspecting victims, Lisa.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Lisa. We've survived. Hola. We survived. Guiller-May del Toro. How are we feeling?
Okay, this was a good one to end it on. I'll say that.
This is your pick, so I mean,
yeah,
you picked this movie.
I did.
Yeah, so,
and I was not disappointed in my pick. So,
well, welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, where each week we take a look at a different horror movie and debate a horror-related topic with our unsuspecting victim, who is usually not someone we would consider a horror fan. This week 4, we've done 4 Guillermo del Toro films just this month. We've done a few others previously.
You were about to say Guillermo.
I was. He made forever be Guillermo del Toro. To me, we've done Mama. We did Blade 2. And then we went. I mean, it's been three out of 4 weeks of child endangerment with these films. So.
No one saw that when he said Blade 2. I did like the double fist to the chest. Blade
2. The Orphanage, and then finally Pan's Labyrinth, which I gotta say, we'll get into it a little bit, but most people may think, well, that's not really a horror film, but there are some genuinely terrifying elements in this, and we're gonna.
I say if your film has a vomit frog, you're halfway there.
Yeah. So we've got a lot to talk about. We'll do a kind of a retrospective of Guillermo del Toro. What we learned, what we where we're at, where we go from here, and then we're gonna talk about Pan's Labyrinth. I'd say maybe his most famous film.
Other than Shape of Water, which won the Oscar for Best Picture.
That's fair. Although, yeah, I mean, so is that his
this was the movie? This was the movie that made
successful one.
This was the movie that made Guillermo. I almost said Guillermo. Also, Guillermo del Toro. This is what made him big. This was the movie that catapulted him to be able to do a Mama, right? He couldn't do Mama without a Pan's Labyrinth. So, and then the money he got from this, he was able to help fund the orphanage. So there you go, which was the next year right after this. So yeah, he's everywhere.
He is everywhere. All right, well, we're going to get into it. But first, let's have a debate question.
Bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the depths full foul in his fury, black waves teeming with salt foam, to smother this young mouth with pungent slime.
Oh man. Look, we've had a whole month of these films, and one of the things I think that Guillermo del Toro does really well is his creature design. I think I've said that in a few episodes now. I mean, that's where he's going to spend his focus on. He really is a master of really kind of monster films, and I guess, based on this month, and I guess y'all let me know. I'll let you decide if you want to open up to other Guillermo del Toro films that we've talked about. Which is the best, most iconic Guillermo del Toro monster? And there's a lot of them to choose from. I mean, let's lay it out. We've got Mama. We've got Sackboy. The Orphanage.
Sackboy.
Really. We obviously have the Pale Man and the Fawn. We have, if we want to go to other episodes, there's the
don't minimize my boy Vomit Frog. Come on. Don't minimize. That's my favorite.
So those are a few. I mean, I'll let y'all decide if y'all want to include the Wendigo or
oh, I love that Wendigo.
I mean, let's open it up. I mean, what's his best? Let's celebrate Guillermo del Toro. What is his best creature?
you got meth vampires. You got Hellboy. So you got to include Hellboy in there.
Sure.
And then you have the largest cockroaches in all of New York and Mimic. So throw those in. I don't know if you guys
who's going first?
Lisa, do you want to go first? Do you have a?
Yeah. So I think, and I don't remember.
Oh shit! And all the kaiju from Pacific Rim. Oh my God, there's so many. I didn't even think about that. Sorry, didn't mean to derail that, but that's like another like 45 kaiju just to add.
And don't forget Crimson Peak. I mean, all the creepy ghosts.
That's true, creepy ghosts. Not really monsters, I guess. So that's one positive. I don't know. All right, what are you gonna say, Lisa? Sorry about that.
So I was just gonna say I don't remember the name. I think Mitch said the name of the creature. Is it the Pale Man? Is that
Pale
what
Man.
You called him?
Mm-hmm.
Pale Man.
To me, that is Guillermo del Toro's. When I think of his creatures, that's who I think of. And I think when Pan's Labyrinth came out, that was the creature everyone saw and was like, oh my gosh, what is this movie? This is insane. And it speaks to the fact that that character in particular, as far as I can tell, has zero CGI. That is all makeup and prosthetics and just so well done, so well acted because of the way that what's his name?
Doug Jones.
Doug
Jones. Which Mitch told me it's his birthday today.
Yeah.
Right, Mitch?
Yeah, as we were recording this on the 24th, it's his birthday.
Wow.
So happy birthday to him.
Annie's from Indiana. Shout out.
That's less all right.
Shout out to Ball State University. All right.
Jesus.
But the way he acts it, right? The way he acts the character, the way he really follows the eyes and the hands, he just brings it to life. And it is a character that terrified. So let me back up. This is one of the rare movies that I watched before I met the two of you. I watched this with my family.
It was this and Hocus Pocus. That was it, right?
It was this and Hocus Pocus. That's it. And it was, I mean, that character's super creepy. Like even when before the eyeballs in the hands, just it sitting there at the table, not moving, right? Is super, super creepy. I was less creeped out by it this time around, maybe because I knew it was coming, maybe because I could kind of tell how the costume was fitting on Doug. But it's still, to me, that's it. Like I didn't even really remember what the frog or the fawn looked like. I remember they were in it, but I didn't remember their design. But I mean, I can't forget the Pale Man. That's just iconic to me.
Okay. So the Fawn and the Pale Man both played by Doug Jones.
Yes.
Both had
very
legs
well done by him.
Both had legs put on after the fact. So like the legs are part of the costume. Like it's not his legs.
Okay.
Like separate outside legs. pretty cool.
Yeah, for the fawn, I could definitely. I feel like I watched it behind the scenes of of how they did the fawn, and it was really interesting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is part of the Criterion collection. So of course I watched this movie and the special features and the commentary track from Guillermo del Toro. He is the best. Look, highly recommend picking up any Guillermo del Toro Blu-ray where he does a commentary because he's fantastic.
Did he do it in English or Spanish?
In English, always. So
interesting.
It's very good. At one point, in the very beginning, when the first time you go into the fantasy world where the little girl is laying with her mom in bed, he goes, "Now, if we did this right with the surround sound, you should start hearing some sounds behind you." Like he's saying it during the commentary. It was great. He's That's like, cool. He's like, I stole this from video games. I was playing video games and I loved how they were doing the sound behind, like to, whatever. And he was like, yeah, so I used that from a video game and I wanted to use it in this movie. Incredible stuff. Okay, Mitch, what do you got? So Pale Man. What do you got? Beat that.
I don't know. I'm torn. If I had to pick from what we did this month only, if I limit myself to that, I mean, the Reapers are so cool. Right? I mean, It's like, how do you make a vampire look even more terrifying and badass? You basically mix it with the face hugger from Alien.
You research all of the vampires ever from the start of your life in childhood.
Yeah.
To when you're an adult from all over the world and you take the creepiest parts. That's what
I mean, there it's such a cool character. It's like such a cool take on vampires. Real creepy, super well done. I
hate those things.
That would be the winner from this month. I mean, the Pale Man or Fawn. If I had to pick something that we didn't pick though, that we didn't watch, it's probably a tie. Man, there's that creepy. There's a creepy ass ghost from Crimson Peak. I think it's the one that has the shroud over the whole time and it's this big amorphous blob type of weird thing. It was a really cool take on a ghost. I don't remember the character name. It's been a while since I've seen Crimson Peaks. That might have to be one we do soon.
They're the really skinny ghost with it's really skinny and the top has got a bunch of stuff going on.
I think so. Yeah.
The more y'all talk, the more I desperately don't want to watch this movie.
Well, it's in the Criterion collection. It's got a Guillermo del Toro commentary, so I'm in on it. I'm in, no problem.
Yeah, Lisa, I thought we saw Crimson Peak.
Baby, what's it about?
Tom Hiddleston's in it. It's about a woman that gets married off to Tom Hiddleston.
Jessica Chastain, Tom Mills, Loki, and Mia. I don't know how to say her name.
Wazakowska. Yeah.
It's Wazakowska. Because I need to flip the A and the I where I think it's not Kowski, it's Kaska. It's not Wasa, it's Wasikowska. There you go. Yes.
Yeah, but she's kind of this half skeleton ghost thing. I don't know. It's real creepy.
Yeah. Real good.
I don't remember this at all.
But Doug Jones is in it because Guillermo del Toro. If that helps you any.
I don't know because that one probably because I thought about the one from Hellboy. The big Angel of Death thing, which I also think is Doug Jones. Maybe Doug Jones is in every movie. Is Doug Jones the most iconic?
Doug Jones is awesome.
Yeah,
Doug Jones is great.
The Angel of Death is the pale. Why I can't pick the Pale Man is because the Angel of Death is the Pale Man to raise to the 10th power. It's got its eyes and the wings and shit, right? I mean, it's almost a very similar character design, but actually has wings and I don't know, creepy. Yeah, that's probably my pick. I mean, the vampires are so badass. Nate, where are you going? I swear to God, if you pick the kaiju.
Doug Jones plays that lady, by the way.
Of course.
In Crimson Peak.
Of course,
Doug Jones plays that lady.
Of
just
course, he
heads
does.
up on that.
Sure, he does.
I was almost positive, and I looked at. Yes, it is. That is correct.
I mean, why even be surprised? There's no,
dude. If you're that, I mean, the moral of the story is if you stay skinny for a long enough time, you can beat all the horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what Doug Jones has taught us. Like, just stay skinny. Don't worry about it, and you'll get a lot of movie parts. Yeah. So for me,
great advice. Wow. Make sure to stay skinny, kids, and you'll actually get movie parts.
No, stay skinny and look and then you'll be like the creepiest character in all the movies. That's probably not the best.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Not the best.
Keep going.
Lesson.
Any other platitudes you want to give out there, Nate?
Okay. Real quick, what's so bad about the kaiju? Huh? Tell me that. What's so bad? What's so bad about them?
They're just, I don't know. Maybe they're just not that interesting to me because they're ripped off from other things, right? They're ripped off. I mean, that whole thing is ripped off of Neon Genesis Evangelion. So
I thought you were gonna say Godzilla, but yeah.
Well, no, I mean there is Godzilla, right, and those kaiju, but the actual like Pacific Rim is ripped off of that anime specifically with the angels, which are also kaiju, but it's no one knows what I'm talking about. That's fine. There's at least 3 people out there who are like, hell yeah. My weeb friends out there who are also anime people are virtual high-fiving me. We got it, guys. I got them.
So this is my pick is one that we did not even mention at all. Does anyone remember the playable demo that was supposed to be a Silent Hills game, or it's supposed to be called Silent Hills, a Silent Hill game called Silent Hills, called PT? Did you ever play PT, Mitch?
Wait, Guillermo del Toro was involved in PT?
Yeah, he co-directed that with Hideo Kojima.
Yes, I didn't realize. I don't know if I knew that and forgot, or if I just never knew that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I played PT.
Yeah, PT. Well, everyone, if you haven't played PT, you can no longer download it, but you can go on YouTube and check it out. Basically, it is a tech demo for a Silent Hill game called Silent Hills that never came out. But it is creepy as hell, Mitch. I don't know if you remember how creepy it was. If you go through the whole kind of continuous loop, things keep changing and getting creepier. Crying babies. Guillermo del Toro's in there, so there's crying babies in a sink, if I remember correctly. And then there's a lady.
This was recent-ish, right?
This is 2014. So
yeah, I'm about to say it's been a few years, over 5 years.
It was on my PS4, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And the lady who's chasing you is named Lisa. So
of course she is.
That's the winner for me. Creepy.
All right, well, you heard it here. Nate says Lisa is the creepiest of the Guillermo del Toro creatures.
From an 8-year-old game you can no longer download. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, Lisa in that, I got to be very specific. Lisa in that game is very creepy.
Creepy.
That game was great. It was terrifying. I mean, it was like a 15-minute game. Like it took like no time at all to play. But Jesus,
very good.
Oh my God, I'm just looking at the screenshots again to try to remind myself. Good. My God, yeah. One
of the better like things like for horror video games, like it looked incredible, and then the game never came out. But even she's
no Lady Dimitrescu or whatever. But you know,
I never played that, but
missed out. Well, yeah. Look, we want to know. I mean, we probably got it wrong. Who do you think is the greatest Guillermo del Toro creature?
just say Doug Jones.
Jones,
and then you win. You win.
Absolutely.
You win it.
You're right. I think that's the most right answer. like it covers like half the catalog. Let us know at TX Pod Massacre on Twitter, Texas Podcast Massacre at gmail.com, Texas Podcast Massacre everywhere else. And don't forget, give us a call on our voicemail, 346-246-3143. Let us know. We want to hear your thoughts about this. Let us know what you thought about Guillermo del Toro. What director do you want us to focus on with our?
Oh, this is incredible.
Are we going to have a Wes Maven month? I mean, that could. Well, we have to wait a whole year for that.
Yes,
I really excited about that.
Yes, very excited. Very excited about
Nate, would
that.
you believe I just literally came up with that right now on the spot?
Yes, I believe it. Why is May? Why do I have to wait till? Yeah,
it's just easier. It's a shorter month. Like
it's easier to fit in. Like
what are you gonna do in September?
I was thinking about Steve Timber for Stephen King.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it just. I mean, there's that. I guess. Like. I don't know. Like, how do you work in Cronenberg into something, right? I mean, there's just
it's tough. Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
If we figure that out, we'll work them in. But let us know.
That's so Maven. That's so Maven.
Okay, well, you ruined it.
That's so Craven. See, we can do any month. That's so Craven. We got that.
Man. All right. Well, look. Let us know who's next. Who else gets a whole month? I mean, there's options. A whole Takashi Miike month would be something.
A whole month of Robert Eggers would be incredible. So.
Oh my God. Do we have enough Robert Eggers stuff for you?
There's only one movie of his we haven't gone over, but they're short films. So,
well, there you go. We have a whole short. Well, we could do a short film program. Let everyone know what to watch ahead of time. We just need to do a Sam Raimi month so that you have to watch the Doctor Strange.
Nah, I'm okay.
Only way we can do it. All right. Well, let us know. With that, though, let's get into this week's movie of the week, Pan's Labyrinth.
In a dark time, when hope was bleak, there lived a young girl whose only escape was in a legend that wanted her back. The legend speaks of the lost soul of a princess from another world who will one day be reborn. There will be signs that mark her return. There will be secrets that reveal her destiny. There will be a journey that will make you believe.
All right, the rest of that trailer is like just a lot of writing.
Why is the trailer sucks? Can I say that?
Good. I think they had
not very good.
It's really bad.
That's not good at all.
That's the official trailer. So that's Make sure to let them know, not us. You can let us know. We'll pass along the message at TX Podmaster. No, Lisa, what can you do? Okay, there you go, Lisa. Give me a better trailer. What would you have said?
Oh gosh.
In a world.
Man. I know. I was always going to start. In a world where I don't even know anything but what they just said.
Well, what's this movie about?
I mean, this movie is about Spain in 1944, right? You know, at the end of the Spanish Civil War, World War II is going on. And it's really one young girl trying to survive the atrocities of war and how she copes and deals with it.
Good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
With fairies, I think is the only thing to add in that.
With fairies.
With fairies.
With fairies.
Nate, what can you tell us about Pan's Labyrinth?
Pan's Labyrinth. The fawn is not Pan, the fawn. Just to throw that out there. Guillermo del Toro mentioned it numerous times.
Wait, mentioned what?
That the fawn is not Pan. Pan is a fawn. Like the
right. The fawn is the type of creature.
Yeah.
And the Pan is his name.
But it's not Pan. No, it's not Pan.
In this movie, it's not Pan.
Correct. It was just named that for the English title.
And it's like Sorcerer's Stone instead of Philosopher's Stone because apparently we're too stupid to know what a fawn is. Kind
of. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
That's it. Came out 2006. Premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. It is an 8.2 on IMDb. One of the better reviewed movies I've ever done. It won 3 Oscars: Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, and Best Makeup. Seems, based on the movie, that those were all well earned. It was also nominated for Best Original Score. The music is fantastic. And Best Foreign Language Film. And Best Original Screenplay. So it was very, very well regarded. I mean, 3 Oscars is great. It lost to The Lives of Others, which is, come on. It was good, but come on. I don't know if you guys seen The Lives of Others. Anyway, that year Happy Feet won the Best Animated Feature. So yeah, not the best year for movies. This movie is a dark. Let's call it a dark fantasy, right? It's a dark fantasy,
sure,
war, quasi horror film. Guillermo del Toro made this 5 years after he made Devil's Backbone. And this is kind of a companion movie to Devil's Backbone. He mentioned numerous times in the commentary that they're related. He did some of the same shots, exactly the same. All kinds of stuff.
It's very
a
similar,
great double feature. Great double feature to watch back to back. Taglines for the movie: what happens when make-believe believes it's real? That's a tongue twister.
That's all right.
Innocence is stronger than evil.
Okay.
Open the door to another world and an exciting new vision in cinema. I felt so.
That was way too long. Way too long. Ended half of that. Like, open the door to imagine. Boom, done.
The actress who plays Ophelia in this movie, Ivana Baquero, she has been in some other stuff, but I really wanted to highlight a movie she was in last year called Black Friday, which premiered at Fantastic Fest last year. A group of toy store employees must protect each other from a horde of parasite-infected shoppers. That movie features Devon Sawa, Michael Jai White, and Bruce Campbell and Seth Green.
Oh, I watched that one.
There you go.
Yeah.
She was a cashier in that movie, if I remember correctly.
Oh, she's the cashier in it?
I believe so.
Interesting.
Devon Sawa's in movies again. Good times. Hey, he's in movies again.
Yeah, good for him. That's an interesting movie. I think you can watch that one now. It's something. Not terrible.
Something.
It's a good little, cheesy creature flick.
Yeah, and then
it's like a lesser Gremlins. But yeah, I didn't realize that was her. So that's okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Guillermo del Toro mentioned in this that he doesn't trust the translators anymore, so he translated and wrote the subtitles himself.
Nice.
He just does that now, apparently, for movies because he doesn't trust the translators.
I will say, so listening, this is the second one this month in Spanish, and I have the English subtitles on. The translation is very good. So that makes sense now because, usually there's stuff that's off, but no, this is not perfectly word for word, but almost.
Yeah. I mean, it's so good. The movie received 22 minutes of applause after the Cannes Film Festival where it premiered.
That seems excessive. It's good, but 20 something. I mean, I don't know. Do they not have another movie to go check out?
I don't know. It's probably the last movie of the night. Just go for it.
That was like you and me after Tammy and the T-Rex.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Guillermo del Toro, I mentioned that after this movie, he got more famous and stuff like that. But Guillermo del Toro, to make this movie, took half the budget that it would have taken to make it in English. He was offered more money to make the movie in English. Didn't do that. He gave up basically all the money he would have made for the movie. Salary, the points you get based on how well it does in the box office, to get the movie made. Obviously a great choice, career-wise and art-wise, by Guillermo del Toro, which is why he's awesome. This is just a fun thing that could have been interesting, but Guillermo del Toro could have directed Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but directed this movie instead. Anyway,
better call. Better.
Right? Easy call. Our boy Doug Jones has a nice interview in this Blu-ray. He talked about he had 5 hours of makeup to be the Pale Man. The fawn horns weighed like 10 pounds.
Jeez.
They had to put it in last. And he did not know Spanish when the movie started. So he had to learn his lines and Ophelia, the character's lines, so he would know when to respond, because he had no clue what was happening.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
He did a good job, though. He speaks well.
Yeah. And Guillermo del Toro speaks English, obviously, so he was able to help him a little bit. But it works well. I know Lisa was a big fan. I don't know if you noticed all the Voses in there from the Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was fun. Even though the movie was... So Guillermo del Toro's parents are of Spanish heritage, and he extensively talks about the Spanish Civil War and how bad it was. Obviously, Devil's Backbone, similar.
I'm going to regret saying this, but I may need to borrow that DVD, Nate.
Oh, okay.
To hear his commentary.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Just buy it. Buy it.
I would also agree. You probably need to. You may, if you're wanting to watch for that, you may also want to watch Devil's Backbone.
You should get both. Just get both. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Was it Father's Day's coming up? I mean, come on.
I don't want it. Don't you be wasting a Father's Day.
Mitch, I got these creative movies. You don't want them? I guess I'll watch them. Okay. I don't want to go to waste, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. One of the things I want to mention real fast is the scene where he has the bottle with the rebels, right? What's his face? The terrible captain guy. That was actually
Vidal, right?
Yeah, Vidal. Yeah, the terrible captain guy. That was actually inspired by a street fight Guillermo del Toro got into, where apparently him and his friend were getting beaten with bottles and chains.
Jesus.
So next time you're looking for a street fight, just bring a bottle and some chains with you.
Yeah, that next time.
That was the moral of the story. That's the moral of the story. Anyway, yeah. So that's it. Oh, this movie's incredible. Lisa, so this was your pick. You probably haven't watched this in some time. So hey, you only seen it once before? When did this come out, Nate? You said 2006.
Yeah. Okay. I guarantee you, I don't think I've watched it since 2006.
You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it like 15 years. So what? Second time around, what are you thinking?
I'm trying to think of what to say without jumping to my final cut here. It still, to me, holds up. I think it's really good. I think the story is really good. I am enjoying watching these Spanish horror movies. So maybe we'd do I don't know how much is out there. We'd have to look and see if there's we talked about doing a double feature of stuff, but yeah. Like I said, it was one that I watched in 2006, so way before I knew you guys, and I still was able to handle it back then. I watched it with my family, and we all watched it together, and we all really liked it. So it holds up.
Okay. All right, Mitch. All right. Everything's upside down. Cats and dogs living together.
I'm already.
Lisa is effusively praising a movie from the jump. What is happening?
I know. I'm already adding Spanish language horror films to our list as we speak. While we are,
I'm gonna regret everything I said.
Veronica.
Yeah, we can.
Veronica is coming, and that will change her tune.
That's Argentine, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Well, I tried to bring in the platform, and I don't feel like I got quite the level of love that we got now, but that's fine.
I love the platform.
The platform is just so, it's such a grind.
See, but
obvio.
Oh, come on. It was right there. I know. I forgot.
Classic. The platform.
Anyway, I mean, yeah, look, this is, there's a reason why this is like his, I mean, this is magnum opus, right? It's like, this is his greatest work. And I say that knowing that he won an Academy Award for,
this movie's better than Shape of Water.
Absolutely.
This movie's better than that.
It's so much more original. There's nothing really out there quite like this film. Creatures are great. The story's great. The acting's great. There's not. It's just a great movie. I feel like, I will say this. I remember when I watched this. I watched this much younger, when I guess around when it first came out. And I don't feel like I appreciated it as much then as I did in my viewing this time around. I think when I first was watching it, I was more interested in like the fantasy elements and less so about the overall war story part. And now I have a fuller appreciation for it. It's really good. I don't know that I've ever actually met someone who had an adverse reaction to this movie. Right? Like, I don't know that I've ever actually come across anyone who's been like, Pan's Labyrinth sucks. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good movie. So, I mean, there's that, but yeah, I mean, Guillermo del Toro is just so good. So good. It's ridiculous. And this film, is this my favorite film of his? I mean, I'm not going to lie. I know it's not as good as the movie, but Blade 2 is just so freaking good. I know that's like sacrilegious, but I don't care. Devil's Backbone is also incredibly good. Lisa, you would like Devil's Backbone. You like Guillermo del Toro, I think generally. I think you'd like Devil's Backbone quite a bit. And I think you'd like Crimson Peak. I think you'd like basically all of his stuff. He had Nightmare Alley come out last year. You'd like that one too, probably.
We
saw Nightmare Alley.
Yeah,
very good.
I think basically, this is the guy. This is the guy for you. And he looks like a Mexican. He looks like a Mexican hobbit. He looks like a Mexican hobbit, and he's fantastic. That's all you need to know, basically. He's just so
think it's his storytelling, right? Like, you get drawn into this world. The same thing happened with The Orphanage that we watched last week. I mean, it was just kind of like you got invested. And the same thing here. I got invested in her story. I got invested in, these different trials and tribulations she was being put through. It's just a good, on top of it being a horror movie, right? Because that's my beef with a lot of the horror movies is they don't care so much about the story. They just want to creep you out and scare you, especially with slashers, right? All it is just kill, 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 kill. maybe you get one once in a while that has a good plot along with it, but for the most part, you don't. So to have something like this that, yeah, it still has really creepy characters. It's got a lot of violence. It's got all those sort of things, but the story itself is really good.
Now, again, though, you got Children in Peril. How did that?
Yeah, well, I'm never thrilled about that. But the thing with this one is
Children in Peril, babies in peril.
Yes, but I've seen it before. I knew the ending, so I was able to watch it again and not be as upset as I was.
None of the children were pulled off a cliff.
Yes,
you got that going for you. No cliff children. No poison. No poisoning. No cliffs. You got that going for you.
That helps.
This one was shot. So downside. So let's get into the actual movie. I mean, a couple months ago, I went down the rabbit hole of the Spanish Civil War, so I can really go into it if you want. But Guillermo del Toro firmly on the side of the Republicans, based on this movie, obviously.
I would think so.
Obviously, based on how he portrays the Francoists in this one. But some of the dialogue that he took was like word for word. Like apparently there was a priest that was saying like God has already saved their souls, so he doesn't care what you do with their bodies, which is what one of the priest says at the elaborate dinner where no one has any food. They're hoarding the food so the rebels come out and they can murder all of them. Like he was talking about like in real life, like some people would do this and like, oh yeah, I took this death scene from like something that really happened. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, all right. Like he went really into it and obviously is a huge Spanish Civil War. Is obviously of great interest to him because he made a couple of movies about it. But some of the scenes that stand out, I mean, obviously going into the fantasy world, there's 3 different trials, right, that Ophelia must go through to reclaim her highnessness.
Obviously, the frog is your favorite name.
The frog is the vomit frog is just intense. Apparently, the frog
I say one thing,
was supposed to be a lot bigger, and they couldn't make it work with like.
It was supposed to be bigger than that.
Oh, it was supposed to be so big, and then the frog was just so heavy it wouldn't move, and then they had to like CGI in a smaller area, like half CGI, half practical. He wanted it way bigger. They had to actually like abandon that set because it didn't work.
That's the creature that got away.
If that was like full size, how you really wanted it, that would be the winner for me. But anyway,
can I just say, parenting rookie mistake here? Never, never, never put your child in their party outfit 6 hours before the party.
Well, that is amateur hour. Yeah.
What the heck are you thinking? You put them in 30 seconds before you enter that party, and then you hope you get 5 minutes of them without them spilling something on themselves.
Can I just say that this mom is not very good? Can I say this?
Well,
can I just go in on the?
However,
can I just go in on the sickly mom for a second here?
She can barely move, and I feel her pain having had children myself. Do I applaud her choice of
husband?
Husband and baby daddy? No, not at all. Can I see her perspective of I can't move for vomiting? Yes.
Okay. Bad choices, but you understand the motivations.
Yes.
I think it's very interesting though that we've had 3 movies with mamas in them, and she's somehow the worst one compared to the orphanage mama and to mama and mama.
I don't know. Okay, wait. I might give you mama, but orphanage? I don't know about that. Poisoned a lot of kids. Your mama.
He's talking about the main mama.
I thought you were talking about the one who poisoned all the children.
Well, she did that. She did that as revenge for her poor child. So, I mean, there's I guess something to be said about that.
No, okay. But, so you're probably right. You're probably right. Yeah,
I don't feel good about that being probably right.
I don't feel good about it either. I'm not the only one. All right. I don't feel. I'm just going in on a character who's just like bedridden and 8 months pregnant,
drugged
up, but just not making great choices with her daughter. So it's a tough one.
It's a hard one.
She picked the wrong man. She picked the wrong guy is the problem. Like that was the first mistake that she was totally aware of before,
But I also wonder if she wasn't given a choice.
They never mentioned
forced
it.
Himself upon her.
They never mentioned it, but suppose it's my assumption was that guy had her husband killed and then tried to hook up with her.
Oh.
But it's never mentioned at all.
Those gossipy ladies are like, oh, that's so curious.
I don't know, but it was never explained. I think that's my guess. There's no way to know, but that's my guess.
the implication. Okay.
I had thought that maybe their whole that was because they thought like she was trying to glom on him or something, but I'm not. Yeah. I could see it. Maybe it was that way. It would make sense that he's like, yeah, no, she's mine now. Seems like how he pretty much operated through most of this film, so that tracks.
She's been mine for 10,083 seconds by what's my watch says anyway. This guy is a watch. This guy is a watch fiend. And it's creepy. Like this guy doing the watch stuff was like the German doctor in Human Centipede for me. like a meticulous creepiness of just oh God, I hate this.
He fixes one watch. What are you talking about?
No one thought Pan's Labyrinth would have a tie-in to Human Centipede for here.
Everyone thought. Anyone who's listened to our show for longer than a month knew that was coming.
There's also a not great doctor. Involved. Although the doctor was nicer than the Human Centipede doctor.
The doctor was fine. What do you mean he was a not great doctor?
I mean, he's just drugging this lady up while she's clearly struggling. She's just yeah.
What was he supposed to do?
Yes, Nate. What was he supposed to do?
Go in the future 60 years, learn better medicine.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. But
Nate's got judgment for all these people.
And this fawn, mixed messages. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that's the honest truth there.
The frog was the only sincere person in the entire
non-ambiguous character.
Yeah, that frog.
You knew what you were getting.
You knew what kind of vomit you were. Actually, didn't know. That was unexpected. So the scenes. There's obviously real life scenes, and the fantasy scenes, and then they obviously start becoming closer and closer together. I love the camera work. The difference between the real world and the fantasy scenes. Guillermo del Toro was talking about the blue filter that he put on the camera, which had that, gave it that kind of magical, glowy kind of thing.
Ethereal,
yeah, it's very ethereal. Yep. It was good, but in terms of the fantasy, what were some of Pale Man for you is the highlight, right? The hands, the eyes on the hands. I
wouldn't say highlight, but to me, it's the creepiest part of the entire movie.
Well, and it's such a unique character design, right? Like the fawn, that is a
very good though.
It's very very well executed, but it's a fawn. It's not like it's a new creature that he came up with from nothing. The Pale Man is straight out of someone's messed up nightmare. That whole scene of him just biting off those fairies' heads and everything is just
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I remembered that part. There's a few things that stuck with me, and I was like, someone is going to eat the fairy, and I couldn't remember who it was. Then I was like, oh, yep, okay, now I remember.
Yeah, that was poor fairies.
Yeah.
Pour one out for the fairies on that one. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I guess kind of my thought. I think there wasn't. I could have used a little more on the fantasy side, because there's really besides the Pale Man and the your frog under the tree trunk. There's really not a whole lot until kind of the ending. Everything else kind of like eventually the fawn just starts coming to visit her. Like he's like, hey, where you been? You got other tasks. Let's go. Like she stops going out to actively seek anything. So there's really not, truthfully, as many fantasy elements, right? I mean, it's what the tree frog, the Pale Man, and then that kind of it.
That's it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the chapel, which we'll get to in a bit, but yeah. I mean, most of this really is. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Don't be. I was just gonna tell Nate what I was telling you earlier, that we were she ends up eating the food and the Pale Man attacks her, but I can't remember if I put 2 and 2 together the first time I watched this or not. But the mom sends her to bed without dinner because she's upset with her about the dress, so she's like extra starving when she goes down there and sees all that food. So it's just very interesting. And now I'm just also realizing, is that feast on that table supposed to be a mimic of the feast that the captain had?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That just hit me too.
Yeah. Yeah. The interplay. I mean, again, if you hear Del Toro talk about this, I mean, he goes into just such detail. Like this specific thing ties into this thing, like an hour. I mean, like, it's just like another level. Like the filmmakers are, I mean, they're working on some of these things for years sometimes, right? I mean, they just go so deep into it, and it's just, it's nice when you can catch part of it. You know what I mean? Like, and watch, if you watch the movie like a lot of times, maybe you start getting more and more, but I mean, just the way, again, won 3 Oscars as a Spanish language movie from a relatively unknown director, not unknown, but coming off Mimic and Blade 2. So not like a super and Hellboy, to be fair. That was more of a Hollywood movie, right? But it's not like people who are making Hellboy movies are winning Oscars. You know what I mean? Like that's not a direct tie-in or anything like that. So yeah, it's interesting. How well it was done. Mitch, any favorite scenes that stick out in this one for you?
Favorite scenes, I don't know. I would say that for horror movie perspective wise, like, I think some of the harder scenes to watch certainly are some of the torture scenes. And even they don't really show as much, but I think, sorry, I'll tell you. I wouldn't say this is favorite, but a scene that I absolutely did not remember was early in the film. He catches this father and son who say they're hunting rabbits. And, for some reason, I remembered the Pale Man. I remembered the fawn. I remembered those parts of the movie. And I remembered, the captain being kind of, being an asshole and all that. Right. But I don't remember there being a whole lot of like violence. Like I thought it was like all kind of cut away or, there's like someone gets shot. Right. But
no, they zoom out. They show his head getting shot.
Oh my God. The dude's son's just getting like, older son, I should be clear, not Nate's typical brand of child endangerment, but the older son is just getting his face just bashed in with like a flashlight or something. And it's like, it does not shy away. And it's like, holy shit. And it's early. And I remember that stuck with me for most of the movie. I don't know how I forgot that happened. Maybe I repressed it, but yeah, it is. It starts him off ramped up real high in terms of, oh no, this guy is a psychopath.
And then you find out 2 seconds later they were hunting rabbits because he has a rabbit in his bag. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it just sets the stage for the psychoticness of the captain.
It's pronounced hunting wabbits.
It's pronounced conejo.
It's been too long, old friend. It's been too long.
Yeah. No. That stood out to me a lot more this time around. And I mean, I think those scenes, obviously with the fantasy stuff, there's not as much horror wise besides the Pale Man, and that part's creepy. But honestly, that part with the captain, I mean, he's more. I mean, he's supposed to be the villain, right? But like, yeah, that scene stood out to me a lot more than almost any other scene really in this film. I don't know. Yeah, Is there one? I mean,
I mean, when the child gets shot, obviously a highlight.
Of course,
I'm really leaning into this character.
No horses died, so that was big win.
I guess. Where's the ring at when you need it?
Right.
or Northman. Feature episode Northman's gonna be in there. The ending is climactic, right? It's the third. The first one was a frog. Second one was the Pale Man. Third, trial is having to do the blood. Mm-hmm. There was a weird blood milk root magic.
The mandrake.
Magic scenario there that was keeping the mom. Obviously, the mom doesn't.
Oh, poor mandrake.
Yeah, poor mandrake. Mom doesn't make it.
Nope.
Daughter doesn't make it.
Nope.
Baby son makes it. So 1 out of 3. And as Meatloaf said, 1 out of 3 ain't bad. So
I will say
T's and P's, Meatloaf.
So getting into the ending.
His name was Robert Paulson.
So getting into the ending, you think Mercedes is not going to make it. She gets saved by her boyfriend and the rebels. They come back.
Isn't that her brother? That's her brother.
Oh, was it her brother?
What?
I think it's her. Is that her brother? No,
they like made out at one point.
Look, this is Spain. I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Why was I thinking it was her brother? Let's say boyfriend. Let's say boyfriend/brother. Go ahead.
It's a boyfriend.
I'm pretty sure it's a boyfriend. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, whatever. She gets saved. They come back. They storm, the compound, and they manage to win. And I think just that. So yes, Ophelia dies. Oh my gosh, breaks my heart. But the scene where he hands the baby over to Mercedes and he says, well, tell him about his father's legacy and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, this kid is never even going to know you existed. And the just look in the captain's face of what before he dies was so well done. Like all the bullshit, all the crap that he was doing, and it didn't matter for anything in the end.
Yep. You're saying worth Ophelia dying is what it sounds like you're saying.
No, not worth Ophelia dying.
But
he got what he deserved.
But no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, obviously Ophelia dying is sucks. They obviously her dying is blunted by the fact that then the fantasy, is saying like, oh, you chose to not sacrifice your brother. And
you made the right choice.
That means that you made the right choice. You passed the trial. You're now Queen Moana. Is this another ripoff movie? Orphanage, right? Had the Little Big Planet ripoff with Sackboy. Now we got Moana ripping off things. I mean, what's going on here?
I will say Guillermo del Toro does like his bittersweet endings, like in Orphanage, when she stays with the kids. Mm-hmm. And I guess in Mama, if I have to talk about that stupid movie.
You have to. Yeah, required. Yeah.
So it's always a small glimmer of hope that, even though they're dead, they found peace somewhere, I guess.
They found love in a hopeless place, as Rihanna would say.
Yes, there you go.
Okay. That was more of a reach than my human. Human centipede.
You can quote. You can quote Meatloaf. I can't quote Rihanna. Get out of here, Nate. Now, okay, so let's talk about that.
I was gonna say like we gonna run this fun tonight, but I'm not gonna say that. That's terrible.
You're not. No, let's talk. Okay, so what's your opinion? And Nate, I know Guillermo probably said what it actually is in the commentary, but is the fairy tale real, or was this totally a delusion, totally made up in her head?
A delusion. Thank you for that setup. Thank you so much. Robert Pattinson, my boy.
Wish to God I hadn't.
No, you set me up. Thank you.
Really.
Lisa, have you seen that movie? You saw that movie with us, right?
Which one?
Robert Pattinson, Delusion. Come on. No,
I don't think so.
Oh man. Okay. It's the devil all the time. With Spider-Man.
Yes, no, I saw devil all the time. I guess I don't remember him saying that.
He's the preacher, and the lady is going to accuse him of being the father of her unborn child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somehow she repressed that memory.
Delusions.
God damn it! There it is again. I'm muting your feed. Just kidding.
Yes.
All right. Well,
go Google Robert Pattinson delusions. You'll get it.
Why? I'm just gonna make that into a drop and just start using that.
You should. Oh, incredible.
Lisa, where do you stand? Was the fairy tale real, or was it totally in her head?
Oh, she's dead.
I think it was totally in her head.
Okay. So we all have been beaten down into submission and believe it was all in her head. And
correct.
Jacob's
Ladder, Twilight Zone. It was like, nope.
How do you explain the moon birthmark, Nate?
Oh, she's seen her body before.
But it's in the shape of a moon. Look, I've got a birthmark on my neck, and it just looks like someone tried to stab me in the neck. So.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, I have to go get a magic dagger. Coincidence? Come on. Come on. What are we talking about here, bitch? Easily explainable.
Yeah. No. I agree.
I got a birthmark that looks like a guitar. Oh, I guess I gotta play the song on guitar to get to the next thing. I mean, come on. Well, it could have been anything. She was just going into herself because of the terrible situations of her stepfather / the war and how terrible he was. Too many clocks, too many watches. Just went into herself. It's escapism. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's just done so well. It's incredible. I mean, even though I think it wasn't real, it didn't mean it didn't impact her, right? And that's why these stories are great.
Just because it wasn't real doesn't mean it's not real to me.
Well, this movie, right, is real, but it had great impact. God, I mean, Lisa likes a movie we're doing like wholeheartedly. I mean, come on, that's all you need to know about the impact of movies and stories, right there. So. On that note,
that very possibly was very deep, Nate.
On that note, final cut.
Final cut.
So real quick before we get into final cut.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Last week we had a listener send a note with a laundry list of movies for us to do.
It was a second 5-star review. That's right.
Yes, a second 5-star review. Thank you for the 5-star review. Do not thank you for the list.
He did say he was sorry.
Yeah. Never. I'm still waiting for the day a 5-star review gets me a good movie.
Keep waiting.
Yeah, I know.
Keep
waiting. Come on, someone take pity on me. I was tasked with picking one of those and adding it to our list.
Nate and I have no idea what she's about to say. We've tried to give her some, like, without spoiling anything, some very high level, like, here's what you can expect in this one's like a horror comedy. This one's this
sound miserable.
Yeah. I'm waiting on bated breath. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think out of all the ones that we listed last week, I will regret whatever I choose. But
yes.
Yep. That's pretty much inevitable with this list.
I think we will watch I Saw the Devil.
Oh, all right.
What?
All right. All right. I Saw the Devil. Just got drafted.
I'm very disappointed about my new sound. I got to update this software. Boo. I used to be able to hit multiple times for the ear horn. Only one time. This is amateur hour. Oh, wait. The multi-shot.
So there you go. For everyone that's been waiting a whole week.
That was a great.
Jesus Christ!
That was aggressive.
Terrible.
I need to get
something else.
All right. This is what happens when we don't try out our new software updates before we record. All right. Well, there you have it. I Saw the Devil. Wow. That is something. I'm a little shocked.
Regretting
I would not have put
already.
money on that, but here we are. All right. Well, listen, Lisa. Thank you for taking the brave stance of actually having to pick one of these films. Why don't you go first? Where do you sit with Pan's Labyrinth?
Okay, so here's the deal. I rewatched it today, and I enjoyed it a lot. And then I thought I had in my head the score I wanted to give it, and I was like, I'm not going to waffle on this score. I'm waffling.
Oh.
It's so good. The characters are so good. The story is so good. It gets you invested in it. I adore the magical realism of it. And the actors and actresses were all really, like, I can't think of one, thinking now, I'm like, I can't think of anyone that didn't do a good job in this. Everyone, it was really well acted, really well done. Characters were really good. Minimal CGI, which is saying something for when this movie came out, and still very effective. Enjoyed listening to it in Spanish. That's always a nice change of pace. So I don't know. It's always tricky for me because I know Nate is going to write it down and bring things up in perpetuity. So
yeah, I
know
you already knew that going in. So what's the big deal? There's no difference.
It was. Let me just be transparent. It was going to be an 8. I think I'm going to bump it up to a 9.
Oh, nice.
I think for it being one, I'm sitting here saying I would watch it again. And you guys know, after doing this podcast for 100 years with me, I don't ever really say that about any of the movies we watch. Usually I'm like, okay, I've seen it, done. Let me move on with my life.
Even some of the ones you've rated highly, you'd be like, I like
some of the ones
that was
I've
a good movie
highly.
That I never want to watch again.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is one of the ones that I'm sitting here thinking I would watch it again. I would like to watch the director's commentary on it. I think that would be super interesting.
God, the fact that you just said that is the happiest I've ever been on the bug. Someone's like, yeah, I really want to watch those director commentaries. God, my heart just melted. Incredible. So
yeah. So no, super good. I didn't mention during the review if it's unsuspecting, victim friendly. I feel like it is.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
There's some violence in it. There are some creepy characters in it.
A dude getting his hand all jacked up.
Worse.
You could almost
for
most of the movie, you could almost say like, oh, maybe like an older kid could watch this. It's a fantasy thing with a girl. There's a little bit of upsetting imagery with like the fawn and the whatever, but it's not. Oh, everyone's getting murdered in the background. Never mind. It almost like maybe. Absolutely not. The horrors of war and the atrocities happening there just make it a no. But for a bit, it seems like it has potential, right? And then it really escalates.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Okay, who's next? Top that.
Nate, why don't you take this one?
No, go ahead.
No, I already said it. Go.
Go ahead. No, this movie is incredible. I mean, such a good movie. God, I've owned like most of the movies in this month. This is great. I think we need to have a Naterian collection month, to be honest.
We practically have.
No, it's not. But then I get to pick them all.
I know the stuff.
To be fair, Nate, I think you picked 3 of the 4 movies this month.
I just got import of like a special edition of The Wicker Man. It has 3 different versions of the movie.
No one needs barely needs one.
And they all have different commentaries. God, that'd be incredible. Can we just do 3 episodes in The Wicker Man? I'd be okay with that. But this is Guillermo del Toro. I mean, Guillermo del Toro is one of my favorite directors. He's incredible. This is like a no-brainer at minimum 8. I'll probably. Wow, it's very good. I'm going to give it an 8. I can't go all the way to 9 quite. I will say this: the girl actress was only okay.
The main girl.
One. Yeah, I would say that the acting by the children in the other 2 movies were better.
Oh, Nate, you were sorely mistaken.
That's what I would say. So that's a little bit of a negative from me. But other than that, I mean, it's a spectacularly good movie. I mean, wholeheartedly recommended.
This child had to stare down the pale man, and you said she did okay.
I mean, compared to the kids in Mama, I mean, they were doing a lot more work than this girl.
You were Judgy McJudgerson on this one.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. But it's an incredibly good movie. Like, I own the movie. It's great. Guillermo del Toro is awesome. If I would rate the commentary, it'd be an 11. I just love listening to Guillermo del Toro. I love hearing him talk about movies. So highly recommend that part of it. But yeah, it's a 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 watch obsessions. Or yeah, there you go. That's my rating. What do you got, Mitch?
Oh boy, I think I side with you, Nate. 8 out of 10 headless fairies.
We need to get divisive movies back in the rotation.
Well, I think Lisa probably picked one, so I think we'll be in good shape.
there's just entirely too much. Like, this year has just been like, we're almost at 5 years doing this podcast, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Are we starting to sync up? Is that what's happening?
No,
I feel like y'all have worn me down, I think is what's happening.
We've just, like, Lisa had a fight for a while, then like just like the levee broke, and then the water is just like all the concrete is just like not nice and smooth now. Like, the water.
I'm just sitting here going,
no problem.
I've seen worse.
Like, do we need like a Jack Frost 2? Like, I feel like we need something like that to really just like another
no.
like a halfway to St. Patty's Day Leprechaun movie. Like, what we got to throw something in there.
So why an 8 and not a 9, Mitch?
Yeah. Where was your point? Where were your points off? Or not enough plus points, maybe that was.
I guess that's kind of it. Nothing on the surface really sticks out as bad. I think it was actually kind of what something you said about, would you watch this again? You know, I like it. I don't know that I would watch it again. And that's maybe why it doesn't get the 9 versus the 8. It's a good movie.
Damn. Okay. Wow.
It's.
I'll watch it again. I'll watch it again just for the commentary.
Do I prefer this one over, like, Devil's Backbone?
Mitch, have you ever watched a Blu-ray or DVD with the director commentary on?
Well, I've watched a movie in the same room with you where you've talked over it the whole time. Does that count?
Kind of.
Then yes. then yes.
Well played.
You like how I did that?
That was good.
Yeah. No. I mean, like I said, it's really good. There's really not a lot. I don't know that I would have said the same about the girl acting. There's a lot of really cool things, but I can sort of kind of see why it necessarily didn't win out for Academy Awards and all. I mean,
well, Okay, now we're getting a little out there. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, I don't know about this. Uh-oh. Well, my judgmentalness is looking great.
Yeah.
In comparison.
I don't. So to your answer, I don't have a very strong reason why it couldn't be a 9, except for the fact that I don't know. I don't.
Hey, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Done.
Like I said, I liked it better than the first time I watched it. I'll give it that. Had we rated this based on what I thought the first time I'd watched it, I would have given this like a 6. I remember thinking it was like very overrated.
And this could have been a great Father's Day episode too. So I'll have to find another good one for Father's Day. But this,
true. That's true.
This is and Mama, Jesus Christ. That was one of the worst fathers of all time in the very beginning. Woo!
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, I think maybe we're covered for Father's Day. We could figure that out. Well, maybe we need to let Lisa. We need to let Lisa pick one out.
Lisa's got she trusts me. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Goodness.
Okay. On that note, Nate, where can they find us?
You can find us, as always, at TX Pod Massacre on Twitter, Texas Podcast Massacre everywhere else. Send us an email, texaspodcastmassacre@gmail.com. Send us proof of your 5-star review. Or you can just make a huge list of movies for Lisa to, with a lot of suspense, pick through. Korean police gory thriller movie, I Saw the Devil was the pick. You could do the same thing. A 5-star review, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Podcast Addict, Spotify. Send us the screenshot. We appreciate all of it. Give us a call, 346-246-3143. Let us know if you come up. This is the thing I really want from people. 5-star reviews are great, but if you come up with an incredible theme month, that is to be fair to me, of equal value. So if you come up with an incredible theme month or anything along those lines, that would be amazing. So again, 346-246-3143. Mitch might pick up. Who knows?
It's almost happened a few times.
Mitch might pick up and then he has to transcribe it for you. So that's even better for you. So that's like the golden ticket of calling the phone line. So Guiller-May del Toro completed. We are 2 episodes away from episode 250, Lisa.
Oh my gosh.
2 episodes, 250. We'll have a couple special things in store. We would love for you to call in, for you to write in, or anything for our special 250th episode. Lisa just became even more worn down than she was before as I bring this up. I mean, Lisa, you haven't watched all the movies, to be fair, so that's a plus.
Way to discount it.
Way to
discount it.
What I'm saying is, it sounds worse than it is what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for listening.
It's pretty bad,
250 episodes.
Don't let Nate downplay me like he's downplayed every character in this movie. It's bad.
Hey, I love the frog. How dare look? I am
the
pro
damn frog
the whole way.
Was the
There's
frog
a horror movie
7 of your 8 points?
There is a horror movie. There's a horror movie from the 70s called Frogs that now we have to put on the list because you guys just can't give the respect that they need. Maybe that's the theme month. Right in. Give me a 70s animal theme month, which I already have about 17 movies that would fit that criteria, including ants. That's right, ants, pigs, orca, Day of the Animals.
Please don't
keep going on.
I beg you.
If you request it and you also give us a 5-star review, and that's a guarantee. So if you needed more incentive, there it is.
All right. Well, look, Lisa gave us her pick for the last 5-star review. Get those 5-star reviews in, but of course, from all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, thank you so much for tuning in, and just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.